Hello everyone, Julia here, hello from Sweden and welcome to a new video. And this is the next video in the series about my trip to England. In my two previous videos I showed you what I got during my trip, some new stationery and cute souvenirs, and also my travel journal kit that I prepared for this trip. So in case if you missed those videos, I will leave a link to them in the description. And I already started to work on my travel journal about this trip, and as I mentioned in the previous video, I decided to make two travel journals about this trip. First journal about Birmingham, which was the first part of my trip, and then another journal about London. This trip was really special for me. Both parts of this trip, both Birmingham and London, and I want to document it in very much detail, and I have lots of ephemera, especially from London, and postcards and stickers and some stuff that I bought there. So I decided to make two journals, and this is the first one. This one is about Birmingham, and I already started to work on this journal, so now I want to show you what I already did, and then in the second part of this video, when my journal is finished, I will show you a flip through and will tell you a bit more about what I included in this journal. But for now I just want to show you what I already did, and I didn't film a process of making these pages. It's kind of always the same, and I already have so many videos about my travel journals that I decided just to sit down in the evening and make the pages in the evening, and now I can show you what I already did kind of before pen. I didn't finish the decorating part yet. It's not a final look before journaling. I think I still will be adding some small things, but yeah. For this first part of the trip, for the first few days in Birmingham, I decided to use this accordion paper insert, which unfolds in this very long fun journal like this. And I already made a few journals using this insert about some of my trips in Sweden. I think I have a few journals like this about Gothenburg, and yeah, I think it's a really fun format. And the first part of my trip, when I was in Birmingham, was kind of short. It was only 3 days, but it was really special because there was this very special concert, which was the main reason why I went to England. Back to the beginning concert, the final concert of Ozzy and Black Sabbath, and I wanted to document these few days in Birmingham in very much detail and print all the photos, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing in this insert. So this is how it looks now. It goes like this direction, unfolds all the way like this. So this is the first side of it, and it doesn't fit completely, it's like really long, but yeah, unfolds like this. So this is the first day, 3rd of July, when we arrived, and we already went to quite many places on this day to explore the city, to see some Black Sabbath related places, and just to walk in the city. So I printed here many photos, and I already included all the photos and ephemera from Birmingham. Actually, I didn't have that many things, like that many ephemera from this part of the trip, because the main reason why we were there was the concert, and I didn't really go shopping there. I just bought a few postcards, and yeah, so there is not so much of ephemera from this trip, but I printed many photos. So this is the first day, and yeah, it looks like this now. And I already added some additional stickers and decorations, but I think I still want to add a few more tiny details on some of the pages. Not all, I think some pages are already ready, but I just wanted to show you this journal before I start journaling. this is one of the postcards that I bought in the bookshop, so I also decided to include it here and added a few photos on the back side of the postcard. And this is already the next day, 4th of July, and now I will turn it around so it continues then like this on the other side. And this is another postcard that I bought in the bookshop, this cute reading woman, and I also decided to include this postcard in my journal and also added a photo from the bookshop there. And yeah, so this was the second day. We also were exploring the city on this day and went to an art museum there. There was an exhibition about Ozzy, and also it's a free museum, so we spent there quite a long time. And this is, so here is another postcard that I bought. I sent a few postcards from there and also bought a few, and I just decided to include them in my journal. I really like the art on these postcards, this and that first one, this one that's from the same artist, and I really like how it looks. I think the artist's name is Ruth Salton, I think. Yeah, but both are from the same artist, and I decided to include them in my journal. And this is the last and the main day of the trip, day of the concert, and this was a full day of the concert that started very early and it was until the late evening. So I think we started this day from something like maybe 7 in the morning, getting ready before the concert, having breakfast and going there, and spent the whole day at the concert, which was really awesome. I don't think that I ever spent such a long time at the concert, like one concert, and that I had to get ready so early. But yeah, it was really awesome, and I will tell you a little bit more about it when I'm doing a flip through and when the journal is already finished. Here is a little booklet that I picked up at the hotel, and I also used this 2 last pages and added more photos. The one thing that I don't like about this accordion insert, that this last page, it's kind of glued here, so that's basically how all this glued to the cover. So this is the cover and this is how it glued down to the cover. So this last page doesn't open completely. It's partially glued together and it's kind of smaller and it doesn't open completely, but I decided to use it anyway. I think in one of these inserts I just made a pocket out of it. Basically I just cut it a little bit and glued it together and made a pocket, and I think it's the best solution probably, but I wanted to use all the available space and add more pictures, so I decided to use this as a regular page. It won't be very comfortable to write on this page, I'm pretty sure, but I already did it once, so it's okay. It's not so much writing space here anyway, and maybe I still will add a few more decorations here. So this is the last page of the journal, and I also decorated a bit the back cover. So yeah, this is a really fun insert, fun format to work with, and I really like that you can just unfold it like this completely and you have this full working space in front of you, so you see not only like 2 pages as you usually do in the regular insert, so you can just see a spread like this, but this one you can unfold completely and see all the pages at least on one side, and then just turn it around and work on another side. And I think thanks to this it makes it actually way faster, because I did all this in one evening. I was watching a movie and it took me maybe like I don't know, maybe 2 hours to do all this, including printing photos and cutting them out and cutting out some stuff. So it was really, really quick. It's a great insert to work with, like especially because of the size that you can just unfold it like this. Really, really, really fun. So this is how my journal looks right now, kind of in between Not really finished yet, not empty already, but yeah, sort of in between. And the next thing that I'm going to do is to go through all these pages again and see if I still want to add some more decorations, if I have some empty space somewhere that I still want to fill. And then just we'll journal about these few days in Birmingham, and then we'll show you a final flip through of this journal. And you also can flip it through like this, like a regular journal. So yeah, a really fun insert. I also already decorated the cover, but I think it's still not final as well. I still want to add a few more things, but I already like how it looks, and I also added a few stickers to the back cover, and I think I probably will add a few more stickers here, just some random travel themed stickers. I like to decorate both sides of my covers. As you can see here is where this journal, where the page is glued to the cover, because I was opening it like this, so you can see. That's the only thing that I don't really like about this insert, this last page, because you kind of have this space, but it's not very comfortable to use it like as a regular journaling spread. And I think the best really is to make a pocket out of it and just put some things inside there, but I wanted more space, wanted to add more pictures, so that's why I decided to use it anyway. So yeah, this is how it looks now, and I think in the next few days I will finish it, and then we'll film a second part, and like I will put all this together, so you will see a flip through in a few seconds. But for now, that's all what I did. And then when this one is finished, then I will start my London journal, and I'm really excited about it. So it's been a few days now, and I finished my travel journal about Birmingham, and now I will show you a little flip through of it and tell you a bit more about this few days that we spent there. And before I will start showing you this journal, I wanted to mention that I actually finished this journal already a few days ago, still on the weekend, last weekend, but I had a few tattoo appointments this week in the beginning of the week, and also was busy with work, so I didn't have time to film it earlier. So now when I'm filming this, unfortunately something really sad happened. Yesterday I saw the news that Ozzy Osbourne, who is the singer of Black Sabbath, and his solo project, died yesterday. And it's not really unexpected because he wasn't healthy, but still it's very sad for everyone who likes heavy music, who likes metal, rock music. He was one of the few people who created this whole new genre that started this all. Black Sabbath was the first band out there, or one of the very first bands out there playing this kind of music, and all other bands evolved from it. So the impact of this band and of Ozzy himself is on music in general, and especially heavy music. Metal music is absolutely incredible and enormous. So I was very sad, and still am very sad to learn about that. And yeah, somehow it hit me harder than I thought, because this music means the world to me. It's like a main thing in my life, and so many beautiful and awesome things happened thanks this music, like metal in general. So yeah, I'm feeling sad now, and yeah, it's filming this also feels a bit sad, but I'm also very happy and incredibly grateful that I had a chance to go to this final concert of him, to his final show in Birmingham just a few weeks ago. I can't really believe that it was just a few weeks ago. And yeah, it was an incredible experience, and it was the main reason to go to England this concert in the beginning of July, so I'm really happy that I did it, that I had this chance, and like this was definitely once in a lifetime experiences, and I'm happy that I was able to do it. And this journal is definitely very special already, and like it will be a very special journal to look back to, and I'm pretty sure that I still will go back to this journal quite many times. And yeah, I'm glad that I decided to separate two parts of this trip, Birmingham and London, and to put together a separate journal for those few days in Birmingham. So now I will show you what I included in this journal and how it turned out. So yeah, this is a back cover. I added a few more stickers since the last time when I showed it, and also to the front cover I just added a few more tiny details, but mainly it's still the same. And yeah, it folds like this way. So this is the first day in Birmingham, I think. Yeah, all this part, this is a okay, it doesn't fit here completely, so I will be showing it like piece by piece. So yeah, starts here. This was our first day in Birmingham when we arrived, and we had a flight to London. So first we arrived to London, but we didn't stay in London. We just basically went from the airport to the city center to the train station, and took a train to Birmingham and arrived there in the evening, like 5 maybe, or 5:30 in the evening, something like that. And after we checked into our hotel, we went for a walk a bit, explored the city, and mainly to see all those famous Black Sabbath related places. So first of all, there is this big metal bull right at the train station. He is also called Ozzy, and he is there already for a few years, I think since 2022 or 2021. So that was the first thing that we saw when we arrived to Birmingham. And we also went to a pub where Black Sabbath played their very first concert, called The Crown, and unfortunately now it's closed, so it's basically just a building, but the building is preserved. And yeah, this is like a very special place in Birmingham, because there was the very first Black Sabbath concert. And during this trip, but already in London, I met someone who actually been there on that very first concert, and also on the last concert in July, a few weeks ago. So I think it's really absolutely incredible. I wish I could be there at the time, but I wasn't even born at that time. So yeah. Then also we went to see this beautiful mural wall with Black Sabbath art it was painted shortly before this concert, I think sometime in June this year. And it's really beautiful art. And also all members of Black Sabbath, including Ozzy, also came there sometime in June and signed it. And there are also their signatures on this wall under some protective plastic or glass or something like that. But the art is really incredible. And there are quite a few other art pieces in the city related to Black Sabbath and Ozzy, to their music, like beautiful graffitis and some really cool art. So it was really nice to walk there, and like pretty much all these places are located in the city center. And of course we also wanted to see the city, and I really liked it right away. It's very beautiful. I liked the architecture, and it was nice to walk there in the center. So we just were exploring the city a bit first, and then went for dinner to a really nice pub, and had some Guinness and also some nice food, and then continued to explore the city, went to the central square. There also was a little exhibition dedicated to Black Sabbath, like with some photos and information about the band and their albums and their impact on music and this city in general. And also later in the evening we went to Black Sabbath bridge, and there is this bench with all of them. And yeah, I think that's probably one of the most famous places in Birmingham, because this bench and this bridge are there already for quite a long time. So I think all people who come to Birmingham to some concerts, all metalheads from all over the world, all fans of rock metal music, probably go there to this bench to sit down there and take a picture. So of course we also had to go there, and we were lucky because we arrived on Thursday, so it's still 2 days before the concert. Concert was on Saturday, so the city center was a bit busy, but there were not that many people. Any of these places were crowded. There were some people, but not too many, and also around this bench also when we came there were maybe 3 more people except us, and then we saw a few more people, so it wasn't crowded. I was a bit afraid that it will be too busy, and then actually later, especially on the next day when we were walking by there, especially by this bridge and the bench, there was a really big queue of people who wanted to take a picture on this bench, sit down there. Yeah, so we were really lucky that we arrived on Thursday, and Thursday late afternoon and evening it wasn't busy yet. It was really nice to walk in the city, and I really liked this area around this bridge. We also then went on a bit more, and it's really cool, very beautiful buildings and many cool pubs there. It was very, very cool to be there. And already on Thursday, definitely I could feel that, like, yeah, there will be this very big, very special event on Saturday. There were people around who also came to this concert, and also later we went to another pub next to the bridge. They had there some special Black Sabbath beer that we wanted to try. So yeah, it was a very cool first evening. I liked Birmingham quite a lot in general. The feel of the city and architecture, and it was really cool to be there. This is a postcard with this bull, Ozzy the bull, that I bought then on the next day, so I decided to include it in this journal. So this is already the next day, 4th of July, and we didn't have breakfast in our hotel. So we went to search for breakfast first, and on the way I went to a bookshop called Waterstones and bought a few postcards there, like this one and a few more to send to some friends and also for my journal. And then we went to have English breakfast, and it was great. It's a lot of food for breakfast for me. I'm not used to eating so much for breakfast, and especially such a kind of heavy food like fried, a lot of meat, but it's great. I love this kind of food sometimes, not very often, but sometimes it's really great. It was very good, everything was very tasty, and of course we had to have Guinness. It was like a special offer. If you take English breakfast, you get Guinness for £1, which is insane for me, because in Sweden Guinness costs at least around 90 crowns usually, which is about $8, I guess, €8, 8-9 euros, something like that. So £1 for Guinness, it's absolutely insane. So of course we had to use this chance, and I love Guinness. I'm one of those people who loves Guinness. I know some people hate it, some people love it. I love Guinness. It's not my favorite beer ever, but I always liked it. And yeah, of course we had to get a Guinness and also a cup of tea. So it was like a perfect English breakfast with a cup of tea and then Guinness afterwards. And then after breakfast we went to explore the city a bit more. So I will turn this around, and this is the other side of this insert, and here I also have a postcard that I bought in that same bookshop with a cute reading woman, and I also decided to include it here. But I printed a picture from the bookshop, and I also bought a book there about Black Sabbath. And yeah, then we just went to explore the city more, went to a few other areas of the city, other parts that we haven't seen on the previous day. And yeah, it was really just nice to walk there. I really like this way along the river, along those channels. It's really, really beautiful. And we also went to an art museum because, first of all, because there was an exhibition about Ozzy, and it was free, and in general entrance to this museum is free. And we wanted to see this exhibition. It's right in the city center, and exhibition about Ozzy was quite small, but it was really interesting. There were quite a few interesting things there, mainly different rewards that he got for his albums, for his music, and also some information about his solo career, and also as a part of Black Sabbath. And museum is free in general, so then we also could explore some other parts of it. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to see like the whole museum because it's quite big, but we saw a few more other exhibitions. Some of them were dedicated to history of the city, and also some local art. So yeah, like, it was really cool and interesting to see something else there except this exhibition. And the museum itself is really beautiful. The building of the museum is really beautiful. I really liked it. And also inside there are tea rooms, so you can have a nice afternoon tea there. So of course we had to have an afternoon tea because England is known for its tea, of course, and I'm a huge fan of tea, so of course I had to drink tea. And I think my main two drinks during this trip, except water, were tea and Guinness. So we had a really nice afternoon tea there and some cake, and the room is also very, very beautiful, and it's really cool atmosphere there. So we spent some time in the art museum and then continued to explore the city, also just had some rest at the hotel, and then went to search for a place for dinner, which turned out to be quite a quest. It was quite difficult because exactly at that time around dinner everything was really busy, and on this day there definitely were more people who came for the concert, and it was quite noticeable, and many places were like super busy, restaurants, pubs, cafes, and for some time we couldn't find a place where to eat because everything was so busy. Or some places, some pubs, for example, they don't have food, or like only some small snacks, but they don't have anything bigger, like no main course dishes. So we spent quite some time just walking through the city and trying to find a place to eat. But anyway, it was nice to walk more and just to see more of the city. And then we finally found a place to eat and had rather late dinner. And then also our friends arrived, some other friends from Sweden also came to this concert, so they arrived on this evening, quite late in the evening, so we spent some time with them and went to a pub with them for a beer, but not for a very long time because on the next day we had to get up very early, and the next day was the main event of this trip, the Back to the Beginning concert, final concert of Ozzy and Black Sabbath. And it started really early. I don't think that I ever got up so early for a concert in my life. I think the venue opened since 10 in the morning or something like that. We didn't go there that early because we had seats, so it didn't make any sense to go there like super early. So we had to get up early, like to get ready and have breakfast. It was a very early start of the concert day. And the concert itself was in Aston Villa Stadium, which is close to Birmingham, like not exactly in Birmingham itself, but already in Aston, in the smaller city where actually Ozzy comes from, where he was born and grew up. And we took a train there, and it's about 10 minutes by train, just a few stops by train. So we went to the concert venue quite early, I think sometime after 10, like between 10 and 11 or like 11 or so, and the concert program started at 1, I think, or maybe even a bit earlier than 1, and there were many guests there, many special guests invited to take part in this, and also many other bands and artists. So it was a full day of concerts of different bands, and it was absolutely incredible. I don't know how to describe this kind of event because it was really special, and if you listen to this kind of music, to metal and rock, you probably know what was this concert, how special it was, and like I just don't have any words to describe it properly, but it was incredible. It was an amazing experience, and I'm so grateful and happy that I had a chance to be a part of it, and I loved every minute, every second of this day. It was just an incredible day. We saw many of our favorite bands like Anthrax and Pantera and Metallica, of course, and Slayer, and Metallica played my favorite song, Battery. It was the first song that I ever heard of Metallica, and in general it was the first metal song that I ever heard in my life, and it was the song that changed my life. They don't always play this song, so I was really surprised that they played Battery, because all the other bands, they had very short time slots. Earlier bands played usually only 2 songs, like one of their own songs and one cover of Black Sabbath or Ozzy. All bands played some covers of Ozzy or Black Sabbath. And those bands that played a bit later, like Slayer and Metallica, they had longer time. They played maybe like about half an hour or so, so they played more of their own songs. Metallica played 2 covers and 4 own songs, and one of those own songs was Battery, and I just couldn't believe it what I hear. It has a very specific intro, and like it's very recognizable. It's just from the first second I know that this is Battery, because I just can't mix it up with anything else, and I was so happy to hear it. It was really amazing. And of course Ozzy and Black Sabbath also were absolutely incredible. First Ozzy performed his own songs, like from his solo albums, and then together with Black Sabbath, and he was sitting the whole time. He was sitting in this very cool customized chair. I will put a picture somewhere here, and everyone could see that he is really happy, he is enjoying this experience, and I think he did an absolutely incredible job. His voice is still really good, was still really good. Still hard to believe that he is dead now. So it was an absolutely great performance, and I'm so happy that it was still possible for him, that he did this, that he could say goodbye on stage, and I think it meant a lot for him and also for all other people involved in this, and fans and friends and pretty much everyone. So I printed here some pictures from this day, also included this little booklet that I got in the hotel, and here is a map where all those Black Sabbath places are marked, like the Crown Pub and Black Sabbath mural and that exhibitions and stuff like that. So I just put it here, and here's also a bit of an information about each of those places. And I also used this last 2 pages, which are not very comfortable to use because this is glued here, so it's a bit smaller than this regular page, but still I wanted to include more pictures, so I used this last 2 pages as well, and here printed more photos and the poster from the concert, and just wrote a bit about it. And I also have a few more spreads about this concert in my music journal, and there I printed even more pictures. But I also wanted to journal about it in this specific journal, and I think in my music journal I still will write more about it because I have more space there, but here it's more like just a short recap of this incredible day. So yeah, it was an awesome day. Everything went great, and after the concert we had really good fish and chips. We were really hungry, so we were searching for food somewhere in the middle of the night and had a really great fish and chips, and got to the hotel actually quite early because the event was over relatively early, I think at 10:30 maybe or something like that. So way to the hotel actually was quite okay. Usually after the big concerts it takes time to get home, but we stayed longer around the stadium and just went to search for something to eat first, and then walked a bit to the bus stop, which was a bit kind of out of the way, like not exactly right next to the stadium, so there were not many people at that bus stop, and I think it was a really good decision to go there. So we got to the hotel really fast and without any problems, and yeah, this was an absolutely amazing day. One of the days that I definitely will remember for the rest of my life, and I'm really happy that I had a chance to experience this. And this journal is going to be a really special journal, and I will go back to it for sure still quite a few times. So yeah, this is my little journal about Birmingham, about the first part of our trip to England. On the next day we went to London to another concert actually, but I will tell you more about that and show you more when I will show you my London journal, which I started to work on, but it's going slower than this because there are way more things that I want to include there. I have lots of ephemera from London and I spent there a longer time, so it still will take some time until I finish that journal. But yeah, I think the next video will be about my London journal probably, and then I will tell you more about this trip. But sometime I definitely would like to go back to Birmingham again, just to spend some more time there and walk through the city, because I really liked it there. It was nice to be there, and I would also go somewhere a bit in the area and travel more a bit in that area to see more what's around there. But yeah, first three days of this trip were really amazing. Everything went really great. So I hope you liked this flip through video, and I hope that you will join me for the next part, for the next video about London. Thank you so much for watching as always, and see you in my next videos. Bye!